Okay, this is a 2019 Nest, and I've seen several posts on replacing the shower cartridge. So I'll go ahead and disassemble it, show you what cartridge is inside, and then to reassemble, you'll just have to do the reverse. Just make sure when you reassemble that you apply some silicone grease for the shower valve. So anyhow, this is my original, or not my original, I bought it used. It's a 2019 Airstream Nest. Still has the original hose on it, and this is the hose, the shower assembly. So first thing you want to do is kind of put your nail in behind here in this front piece. Yeah, you really don't need a screwdriver or anything. It comes off. If you can see, there's a little rubber ring that provides the tension and keeps it from slipping out. Inside here is a Phillips head screw, which I've already removed, but that sits way down in there. And then the handle assembly pulls straight back. So that is the handle assembly pulled straight back. Next thing you want to do is you want to leave this on. You can go ahead and remove this ring, and you do that by obviously unscrewing each part. I'm going to pause it here and pull that off. Now when you unscrew those, you may notice that this moves back or forward. That's because it's a valve assembly, and there's just a black spacer between the shower wall and the valve assembly. So you just keep kind of unscrewing those till they come out. And there's only two, top and bottom. I am trying to do this one-handed to kind of finish it so you can see what's what. But it's pretty easy. When they're both off, then this ring should... I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. They're kind of long screws, but no screw. One screw out, and then the second one. Pull the second one out, and this whole ring just slides right off, and we can set that down. Now you can see the way that this cutout is. Your screws are going to go top to bottom. And if you can see it, here is the little black spacer. Now you want to make sure you don't drop that spacer. So if you want, I just kind of take one of these screws, push it back into the valve, and just kind of get it started. And I'll show you why that's kind of important. Once you get it in there, just get it started so it don't come off. And then this first outer ring, it has, if it's on tight, you might have to put a little tool. I have a tool, something like this. I bought it at Home Depot. It's fairly adjustable. You could put that on there and just give this a twist. You know, it doesn't take a lot of force, and then that comes loose. This first outer trim piece. Once you get the outer trim piece, you'll see the cartridge itself, but the cartridge itself is also held together by this second piece. So you might actually have to hold this forward, put your tool on those edges, and loosen it. Now it should come off without a lot of pressure, but there is some. So I'm going to loosen it here, and I'll be right back. Okay, now once that piece is loose, you can probably just take your fingers and hopefully it left it loosen up, and just keep spinning it out. I'm trying to hold the phone. There it goes. And this is going to come, as I said, this is going to come completely off. And again, you don't want to lose that trim ring. You don't want to drop it behind the wall. So hence the reason kind of working with that screw in place. It keeps that piece from falling and you having to take everything apart to get to it. So just keep turning this outer ring, and then eventually it'll slide right off. You can see it has threads where it threads on the back, and those are the threads for the top ring. So this goes on in the back, that goes on in the back, and your top ring would have went on here. So now we can see the whole cartridge. Now in order to get the cartridge, it should just pull straight out. You might have to wiggle it, and it comes completely out. Now when I first pulled this out, it's separated. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. When I first pulled it out, this is the part that I got. And then this part here was left up inside there. So I had to carefully get some pliers and just work it till it came out. But it should be one complete assembly, so that when it is together, it should look like this together. And then you can see here is the part number. The part number on this is 507902, and it has a date code on there. Looks like August 16th of 2017. I believe there was, I'll post the part that I ordered. So anyhow, that's it, completely apart. Now when you get this replacement part, you're going to put that grease back here around this rubber ring, and you can see this flat spot will correspond in there to a flat spot and your valve. So it only goes in one way, and it just goes back together the same way. You put that in first, you put this outer ring on, tighten it down. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to put like hundreds of pounds on it. You just need to tighten it down. I would guess just so you feel comfortable where it is and coming out, or you can consult the plumber and ask how tight. And then your ring go back on. Then your faceplate goes back on, and then you can put on the rest of your stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Again, you can kind of see back in there. It's got a little indentation underneath there, which this flat spot right here fits down in, if it slides into that indentation. And then your valve stuff should line up. I guess the important part is this ring doesn't always, this black ring that's in front of it is really kind of loose, and it doesn't want to stay on, so you don't want to drop that. Once you drop it down that wall, you'll have to try to fish it out. So that's it. Just put the valve in reverse, and everything should work, and I'll probably do that later today.